To begin using HydroBuddy, you'll first need to download the program. I will leave this link in the description below. Don't worry, it's totally free. It won't cost you anything to get started. It is available as well for Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and there's even a mini version available for Android. I do recommend using the one for Windows. That one has worked really well for me. Now, once you've got it downloaded, installed, and set up, you will come to a welcome page that's got a bunch of different stuff on the bottom. You can ignore all of this. We're going to go over that together right now. Just click on the main page, and to begin, you're going to need to go to Substance Selection, and by default, there's a bunch of stuff listed in here, but this is kind of where you put the nutrients that you have available to you or that you can get. So probably the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're probably going to have to input some kind of a nutrient calculation or formula. Now, one of the ones I use all the time is Master Blend. So this is a sheet that will come with any fertilizer that you have, and all the nutrient quantities will be listed on these sheets. So all you need to do is take and input this into HydroBuddy. To add a dry fertilizer to HydroBuddy, simply go to any bag of fertilizer that you've got and take a picture of the label or scan that label in somehow, and then open up your HydroBuddy and go to the main page. Go to Substance Selection, Add New, and this is the Master Blend Green, and we're going to input those numbers. If you see ammoniacal, not sure if I said that right, nitrogen, make sure you put that in the NH4 column. For the phosphate, make sure you change that to P2O5 because that is the number on the bag. And same for the potassium, K2O should be changed there as well. And you can call this whatever you want. I'm just going to go Master Blend Tomato Green, just so I know. They changed the formula from the blue bag to the green bag, so if anybody's wondering why I'm labeling it green. And then we add to the database. And you'll get two warning messages here. The P will be converted, that's okay, and same with the potassium, so that's totally fine. And then it's going to show up in the alphabetical list of what we just added. So there you see we've just added that Master Blend Tomato Green, and now it's usable for your calculations. To add any liquid fertilizer into HydroBuddy, all you need to do is open up your HydroBuddy, go to the main page, go to Substance Selection, Add New, and in this case, we're going to call this puppy Flora Grow, and we're going to input these numbers here. So that's 1.75 nitrate, and we have a 0.25 ammoniacal that goes in the NH4. P2O5, make sure you change that so that this works. 1%, and K2O, change that as well. That is 6%. And magnesium, we are left with a 0.5. Once you have them entered, make sure you click this box here and add to database. You'll see two error warning messages here. It's just going to convert that percentage over. That's totally fine. Click OK, and the same for the K value, and OK again. You'll then see it alphabetically sorted, Flora Grow, in your list of nutrients that are available to be used in the future. So another great way that you can use HydroBuddy is to do cost comparisons pretty dang easy. To do this, you will just need to know the price of whatever nutrient that you want. Go into your substance selection and click on your nutrient, edit the selected, and you'll need a calculator here. So 254.95 for 25 kg. So we'll take our 254.95, divide that by 25, and it's 10,198. So we'll edit that cost in 10.198, plug that in, hit on update. Then we're going to use that nutrient mix. I've already added the costs for the first two. Add that to use, and we will run a calculation for 1,000 gallons. And with this one, we want just, we'll go with our Master Blend Strawberry and carry out the calculations. Once we've got that, we can go to the results. And just like that, there's our preparation cost. $2.80 worth of calcium nitrate, $1.10 for magnesium sulfate, and $4.10 for all of $7 for 1,000 liters of hydroponic fluid using bulk dry nutrients. Doesn't get much cheaper than that, I don't think. This is also super beneficial if you're comparing a couple of different nutrients. Maybe you have Master Blend and you have Jax and you want to kind of see what the cost comparison is like. The great way to get the best deal possible is bulk nutrients, but if you're not using that much, it's an easy way to just plug in those costs, run the calculation, and see. Sometimes there's a pretty massive difference between pricing, and this is an easy way to kind of see how it affects the blends that you like to use. Now, once you have that all selected, the next thing to do is to select what you want or what formulation of nutrients that you want. So let's just say we're going to do the Howard Resch tomato formula for 4 gallons of water. Make sure that gallons is selected. Concentration of units. I would select that to ppm, and then mass in units, change that to grams. You will need an accurate gram scale. I'll leave a link to one that I have been using for a long time that I really like in the description as well. And you'll come up with the target concentration in ppm for all the nutrients. So now that we got that all set up for 4 gallons, we need to select our substances. Now, some of the defaults I always use, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, I always have a bag of Master Blend tomato formula kicking around, the Yara Leva calcium nitrate, and magnesium sulfate should be in here somewhere. My Rich Grow, those are usually my 3 go-tos. And you can just close that tab out and then carry out the calculations. Now, do pay attention to these errors. Don't just ignore them. So we got Mn possibly too high, zinc possibly too high, boron are too high, copper as well, molybdenum, and then it carried out the calculation successfully. So if we take a look at our micronutrients here, 0.8 was the target, we got 2.156, and you can kind of see that's kind of the case for all of these. 2.156, that is pretty dang high, but tomatoes do tolerate boron. Now, something to keep in mind though is, since we are growing tomatoes, this is okay. Some plants are very sensitive to boron, and this would actually really be detrimental to your growth. So do pay attention to those warnings. You can finally then click on the results tab, and it'll tell you the quantities that you have of each nutrient that you need to kind of get your mix. Something to kind of pay attention to is if you have a scale that doesn't go as accurate as this, mine doesn't either. It just does 1 decimal place, so 16.3. Just round it manually, and if you do want to keep track for how the grow is going, as soon as you input these numbers here, 16.3, you'll see on the left side here, these numbers corresponding ppms, they do all change, and it will also change on your resulting ppm page as well. So you might get a warning if you don't have a nutrient in your substance selection like this. All you need to do at that point in time is just make sure that there's something in there, and it'll tell you which substance is. So right now there's no P available to be selected, so we just have to select something that does have P, and it's not just P in this case. If we add something that just has phosphate in it, and rerun that same calculation, we're going to continue getting errors for K and all the way down the list. So do try to put all the substances in there. The easiest way to do this is if you have a bunch of different fertilizers available to you, is just to put them all in there. The program will come up with the best calculation most of the time. Now, if it doesn't, here's what you change. So let's first get this back to the master blend that we were talking about earlier here, the master blend tomato. Chuck that back in. There is a choose degree of freedom button here, and you can kind of read through this, but what I've found, based on which elements are available, changing this to different elements will help you out to try to get concentrations or the resulting ppms closer. Sulfur is a good default because it's very user-friendly. Too much sulfur or too little sulfur won't cause nutrient lockout or any issues like that. Whereas some of the other nutrients, if you have too much phosphorus or potassium, for example, you'll lock out different nutrients. So try to leave it as sulfur, but you can change it to P or K and rerun the calculations if you're not satisfied with the way the target numbers came out, or with the result numbers came out, to maybe get you a different concentration. One final note is after you do run this calculation, so let's do it again with this P just for the giggles here. We get the same kind of errors on all the micros that we did before. Results are similar but slightly different. It did change it a little bit. EC is at 2.3, that's fine. One thing that you can also do is once you get these resulting numbers up, you don't have to be stuck with this. If you wanted a little bit more calcium, let's say your calcium on your main page here, it's 159 is the result and 180 was the target. You can also manually up it and see what that's going to do to your numbers here. So let's say we change this instead to 13.5. That's still not quite there. Let's go 14, 14.5. There we go. We're close to 180 now. Running a higher EC as well. But that upping the calcium nitrate boosted that up. The only side effect that we had of this one is we also boosted up our nitrogen quantities as well. So you can do that to tweak your own formulations. Don't think that the auto calculate is going to be perfect every single time. It's definitely not. Sometimes when I've got 5 or 10 different substances in there, I'm mucking around with these numbers pretty good to get them kind of in the range that I want. Try to get your macronutrients, the top 6 here, as close as possible if you're working with this. And do pay attention, like I said, to the small ones. Or the micronutrients. They should be relatively close to the targets. There's quite a bit of room for leeway with the exception of boron. Do pay attention to that. There are plants that are quite sensitive to boron. I'll find the website and I'll chuck that link down below as well for you guys to reference. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. I've been using HydroBuddy for a long time, pretty religiously, and absolutely love it. It's been giving me some seriously awesome grow results, both in the garden outside, the flowers, my grow room, just everywhere. Formulations I'm making with this are just winning. So this is going to be my current favorite use for HydroBuddy, is to go into a program like ChatGPT. It's a lot easier than searching the web to try to get these numbers, and just ask it what the ideal nutrient PPM is for growing hydroponic strawberries, or strawberries hydroponically, or you can just say strawberries period. And after a couple of seconds, it's going to spit out your nutrient concentrations that you need. So what I'll do then is I'll go into a HydroBuddy and plug in the median range of these nutrients. So nitrogen there, 125 is set. Nothing there for NH4. This should all, anytime you see nitrogen, always plug that into the NO3 column. For P, 40 is the average there. For K, 250. Anyway, you get the idea. You follow those numbers all the way down. If you're not sure how to calculate averages, it's just the first number plus this number, hit equals on your calculator, and then divide it by 2. Once you have the numbers all populated into HydroBuddy, name it whatever you want. So this would be strawberry, or ideal strawberry, or whatever you want to call this thing. And you can click on Add Formulation to Database. That'll make it available from the little drop-down window for you to make your nutrient mix. Then after that, you just use HydroBuddy the way that you normally would. Pick out whatever nutrients you want to use and run the calculation to get your resulting PPMs, or your resulting quantity of nutrients, and your PPMs that will be associated with that. Now this is probably not something that you want to do with every single plant, but there are definitely exceptions where this is really beneficial. If I'm growing tomatoes beside lettuce, for example, I've got to do something with nutrients there, because I'm either burning the lettuce leaves or I'm underfeeding the tomatoes. So having different nutrient compositions there works really well. Another point for using this as well, if you mix this nutrient solution up and it's too weak, you can just up the quantity. And an easy way to do that inside of HydroBuddy is just when you've got your results page, where you see the EC value at the bottom, just crank that up and add like 25% or 50%, and see how the plants do. If that's not enough, or if it's too much, you can go the opposite way. For seedlings, I generally go with half strength nutrients of whatever the mix is, and then I'll just keep bumping it up till I hit whatever the suggested target is. The great thing about bumping up the EC value that way is the concentration or the values or the relationship of the different nutrients will stay the same. It just adds more of all of them to satisfy those plant needs during heavy growth periods or during fruiting. Okay, so what if you're just newer to hydroponics and this all just seems a little bit too much for you? If you still want to start and you need a little bit of help, I'll leave a link down below, and you can recruit me for a while to see if I can give you a hand with hydroponic help. So now here's the cool thing about HydroBuddy. If you want to reverse engineer something, let's say there's a nutrient blend that you really want to try, but you don't have access to those nutrients, you can reverse engineer it with this program as well. So one of the formulas I've been itching to try personally is the strawberry formula by Master Blend. So to do this in HydroBuddy, you're first going to need to take, and whatever the mix instructions are, in the case of this one here, I'll set it up so we can see both. We need the Master Blend strawberry formula, magnesium sulfate, and calcium nitrate. So in the substance selection of HydroBuddy, we're going to have to add all those substances. So once we have all those substances entered, we're just going to take those nutrients. So Master Blend strawberry, magnesium sulfate, Rich Grow is the one that I've got, and the calcium nitrate. That's also the one I've got. And then we can just select anything from the list here. Default is fine. And for quantity, we need to change this to the quantity prepared here. So that's 100 gallons. And the unit of measure is ounces. So we're going to change that to ounces as well. Then we're going to carry out calculations. If you have an error like this, just whatever substance is giving you the error, in this case it's Mn, we will just take and zero out that quantity and carry out the calculations again. That's just a warning. These are all warnings and carried out successfully. Perfect. So at this point, we can head over to the results page, and we just change these quantities to whatever is listed on their mix instructions. So 6 ounces of that, 6 ounces of that, and 4 ounces of magnesium sulfate. And then back to the main page. Now these resulting PPMs, this is actually the Master Blend formula. This is what that mix would get us. And now we just copy these numbers. Once you have the numbers all copied over, we can just add that formulation to the database, and make sure you select the name before you just add it. So we'll call it the Master Blend Strawberry. Add the formulation to the database. Perfect. And now we can select that from the list. Master Blend Strawberry, and you can see those numbers are all exactly what we've got them entered as. We just change our substance selection at this point to what we have available for nutrients, and we can change this back to the unit of measures that we have. I'm just going to do for 1 gallon here and carry out the calculations, and voila. So there's the calculations. They're all pretty dang close with the exception of manganese. There's none of that in the strawberry formula. The rest all looks pretty good. If we go over to the results tab, we can see how much of each quantity of nutrient is required to get a mix that's pretty close. And this saves us having to buy multiple different nutrients if we're making custom blends.